Phonic FM.
It is indeed, and you are listening to the Phonic Screwdriver. Good evening, my name is Lee.
My name's Simon.
How are you, Simon?
I'm pretty good. I was all right till about 5 minutes ago and got in here. It's all panic stations.
It's funny, we had the rare occasion of actually getting into the studio early today, and we got in early, and you still tripped over your headphones and everything. We were already laughing when we started the show yet.
I know.
Oh dear. Listen, it is a comedy special tonight. In case you don't know what the Phonic Screwdriver is, if you've just tuned in, we like to play around with all kinds of things: science fiction, nerdy, cult TV, and fantasy as well. So, we got a special theme tonight. What's the theme?
Comedy, you just said it.
Yeah. There you go. Comedy timing right there.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got guests on though. We've got 3 guests tonight. Plus we've got some kind of special things we're going to be talking about. So who have we got on at 9 o'clock?
9 o'clock we have our usual Mr. Alan P. Jack.
Yeah.
In Educating Alan, in which Alan P. Jack, who, bless him, he has lived under a Doctor Who rock for a very long time. So we're educating him with the expansive world of science fiction, as opposed to just Doctor Who.
I'd like to see what Doctor Who rock looks like. Big on the inside. So we've also got Mark Norman give us a call a bit later. He has been acting in an audio visuals play called Hunt for Sophie. I believe that was called. I called it Hunt for Red October the other day, just purely by accident. I thought, I'm sure that's not the one. It's something about a lady, not to do with submarines.
I'm always getting
Russia.
those words mixed up. What? Sophie and
Red October. They're exactly the same, really. Just the letters are rearranged.
Yeah.
£7:30. Why then? Of all the times to wake up, why did it have to be so unforgivably early? Sure, she could try and time it to get another hour's sleep or so before she started the day, but seeing how tired she was, it was inevitable to backfire on her. And Sophie Dorset knew. She just knew.
First day of college, and I thought it would be a good idea to be up till 2, catching up on Miss TV. They're right. I'm an idiot. Oh well, if I get up now, at least I won't be late, will I? Okay, Gravity, time for the first struggle against you of the day. Why is it always the hardest? Huh, I'm up. Wow, this is chilly. I wish they'd let me wear my duvet to school. Stop me freezing to death. Let's see if the wider world has said anything while I've been asleep. Come on, load up! Stupid phone. Nothing. No, wait. Amy Hunt likes my photo. Oh God, I posted that? Oh well, at least someone in the universe is talking to me.
Sophie tried to exert a cool exterior of being content, without all the frivolous rubbish her friends talked about. But at just turned 17, she was fighting a losing battle. Even with the workload she knew would soon be thrust upon her, she couldn't risk a guilty peek now and again at what people were getting up to here and discussing there. Just enough to let the world know she existed.
Oh, for God's sake, Travis. I know that comment's about me. Hell, we only broke up last week. Amy Hunt likes his post. That cow. She doesn't even know him. What idiot would befriend someone they don't... Who is she, anyway? Wow, Sophie, you need to stop just accepting everyone who shows interest in you. That's how some people get into trouble. And on my first day of college, I don't need anything weird happening.
That's right, you don't need anything weird happening, Sophie. Right, that was a clip from the thing we're promoting tonight, which I can't remember the name. The Hunt for Sophie from Visal Audios. Okay, it's edited by Jay Jones, written by James Burgess. The Hunt for Sophie, starring Amanda Friday, Mark Norman, Tracy Norman, Sam Burns, and James Burgess. We've had Sam Burns in the studio before. About a year back, I think he was promoting his horror theatre.
That was on Spitting Feathers, your show.
Well, that was my other show. That's now defunct, actually.
Oh.
So I best not talk about that.
You need you have a hole that needs filling, don't you?
I thought you said you have a hug. That's weirder than a hole. Anyway,
Cue Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, no, don't cue Facebook. Okay, Mark Norman is actually on the line. He was the chap who was reading out in the first, the first kind of few seconds of the drama. So let's talk to him right now. Hello, Mark.
Good evening, both.
Yay! That phone's worked 3 times in a row. That's got to be
That's an all-time record for Sonic, that.
How are you, my friend?
I'm very good, thank you. I've got to say, I thought I was going to struggle to follow Simon after that first interview, and now you've put me after Alan P. Jack and his dongle. I think I haven't got a chance.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Listen, we have just played an exclusive clip. It's not really exclusive because I did play it on another show, but it's almost exclusive.
But that show's gone.
That show's now defunct. So Hunt for Sophie. Tell us about this. What is this we're playing?
Okay, so Hunt for Sophie is a 5-part sci-fi, light-hearted drama. I wouldn't say comedy, but not straight drama either. There's a bit of humour in there as well. It's written by a chap who is ridiculously talented upcountry called James Burgess. He is a student, but also a very, very skilled prop maker. He's a very big fan of Doctor Who. He builds a lot of replica props from Doctor Who, so he's very welcome on this show, certainly. And he is looking at the moment at a project with a friend of his called Fast Return Productions to produce fan films of the missing Doctor Who episodes. So he's got quite a good sci-fi credential there, and he's written this script called Hunt for Sophie. I can't say too much about it because Phonic Screwdriver is a spoiler-free zone.
It is,
obviously, but I can't.
Apart from when Simon tells me about stuff.
Yeah, that's different. We won't talk about that. I can tell you it's about a girl called Sophie Dorset who is going through from being a schoolgirl into going into college and towards adulthood. She's looking for everything to go smoothly in her life, but nothing could be further from the truth, really. She discovers when she gets to her new college that the teachers seem to be acting a little bit strangely. They have very strange-looking eyes. She doesn't recall what's happened to her father. And she goes to the college prom with her new boyfriend, who short-circuits while they're there.
Sounds good already.
Well, it's packed full of exciting stuff. It's got undercover assassins. It's got aliens. It moves all over the place, and it has this mysterious character, Amy Hunt.
Now, I have actually heard it, and I've enjoyed it a lot. So, how many did you say there were going to be?
It's the complete thing is available as one package. It's in 5 parts. I've posted a link for anybody who wants to go and have a look and listen to another sample in the Facebook group for it. Yes, and each part runs for, off the top of my head, I can't remember, it was a while ago, about 25 minutes an episode.
Yeah, thereabouts. So you've got the part of, you've got parts in it.
Yes.
And you mean yours was the first voice that we heard. So tell us about your kind of link with this and what part you're playing.
So I'm narrating, and I also play a couple of very minor parts towards the end as well, as with all good audio books. There's a few other characters are played by members of the cast. So I'm narrating the overall storyline, and then there is the main character, Sophie Dorset, is played by a voice actress called Amanda Friday, who's based over in Wisconsin, and Tracy, my wife, plays her mother. James, the writer, appears in it, and Sam, who you talked about earlier, plays one of the evil teachers in it as well. And it's been a really interesting project. It was because it's very much a collaborative event. Aside from Sam, who obviously lives locally, Tracy and I have never met any of the other people involved. It's all been done via the joys of social media and various file exchanges. And Jay, who's based in Wales, it's his company Visal Audios that produces this and a lot of other stuff, pulled the whole lot together from our individual voice tracks and edited it into one long, continuous drama.
That's interesting, because I've heard other productions where that's the case, where it's all done remotely, and obviously with people having different equipment, sometimes it's quite tricky to make it sound consistent.
Yes.
And I think they've managed that quite well from what I've heard.
Yeah, Jay's editing, actually, to be fair, is really, really good, and he does a lot of post-production work to balance everything out and add the effects and music tracks to bring it to life, and it really does tie together very well. I would agree with you, a lot of collaborative work like that really is quite tricky to get right, but this one gelled really well, actually.
Yeah, I think there was one in particular I heard where one particular character sounded like, I thought, are they talking in a bot? Are they on an old telephone? Because all of a sudden, this voice came through. It was very thin.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, is that supposed to be like that? And I started thinking, oh, they're talking to the other characters through an intercom. And I honestly, but you have to take that into account, don't you, in audio, that it's like that thing, isn't it, where somebody loses a sense. If you lose the sense of sight, your hearing becomes far more acute.
Absolutely.
Yes, and so you've got to be that much more careful about the sound.
Definitely. Now, listen, we don't normally talk about ourselves on the show that much. A little bit, but not that much.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Well, I'm a writer and an actor. No, basically, what I was going to try and say, I'm relating it back to you, I promise. Give me 20 minutes.
Carry on.
Now, I've just done a bit of acting for something overseas as well.
Okay.
Very similar kind of thing, and it's Isaac Asimov. It isn't, but it's similar to the robot thing.
Yeah.
And I'm playing a professor in it, right?
Yeah.
Where I do a rather rum version of John Hurt. For some reason, I don't know why. But what I found really interesting was actually having the script in front of me with other people's words and trying to react the way that I imagined they were going to talk to me. Because obviously when you are in a situation, when you're on the theatre, or you're on TV, or you're in a room together with another actor, it's natural. It's just kind of like, me and Simon looking at each other, natural.
Yeah.
You go on Skype, you don't know when... you can't see each other's, expressions, and live on Skype you lose it. But how about recording without anybody there and trying to pretend to react? I found that really hard. So what I did in the end was give him about 6 versions of the same lines, different reactions, so he could choose which one he needed. How did you do it?
We did it. It was easy for me because I was just narrating, so I didn't have to react to anything. I was really just filling in the gaps.
You were playing the teacher though, weren't you?
Yeah, I did. Well, Sam played the main teacher part. I did have a part as a small part as one of the other teachers. Yeah. But we found that for us, when we recorded, we just sort of read in our heads the lines that were coming up and the lines after the line you've got, and then speaking your line worked fine for us. Again, yeah, we did 2 or 3 different versions here and there just to see what we were happiest with. But you kind of know when you think that you've got it right, if that makes sense. And so we sat down and cut out all the ones that we didn't like and kept all the ones that we did like, and just sent those off as a package to Jay, and then he stitched everything together from there.
Great. It does sound good. It does sound like you're all in the same room. That's a real achievement, actually.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
Now listen, we are going to give away a free episode, aren't we? Is that right?
We will give away a free complete set of episodes. So one lucky person can win the entire drama, courtesy of Visal Audios.
Oh, well, thank you, Visal Audios. Go and check them out online somewhere, everybody. We've put the link up on our Facebook page, The Phonic Screwdriver. Now, Simon's looking at me with furrowed brow, and I'm looking at him with furrowed brow.
We came up with a question, didn't we?
We've actually come up with something. I want you to explain this one, because it's a pretty good one, I think.
Okay.
This is for the listeners to win this.
Get somebody to start a thread on the Facebook group, and what I think they should do is basically come up with the title of a sci-fi comedy, since we've been talking about comedy. Come up with the title of a sci-fi comedy, or a film or a TV, whatever you like. and then we'll try and come up with the story that goes with it. But we'll pick the best title, and then before the next episode, we'll come up with some kind of plot to go with that.
That's our little thing. But basically, what we want from you out there in Listenerland is the title of a comedy film or comedy TV show. You know, like Spaceballs. It's just a great title. It's a funny title. It's hilarious. So throw it up there on Facebook. The one that really tickles our ribs and you know, tickles our fancy,
or has the most potential.
We'll pick that one, and that person will win the entire set of Hunt for Sophie audio visuals. That's a really nice package to have for nothing. A brilliant prize. And then next time we meet in a month's time, me and Simon will thrash out some kind of a a story to see if we can actually try and write something connected with that film. That'd be quite fun, actually, Simon. We could have a crack at that.
Can we write just like an intro to it, can we?
You do know it's me and you're talking about. This will probably be a 6-part series by the time we get. I'm not saying it's going to be any good. Anyway, so Mark, what do you think? Do you think that's a good enough question?
I think that's a fine idea, and I think why don't we say that whoever picks the best title, then, if you and Simon want to write a quick introduction to that, we'll turn it into audio, and then you can play it on a future show.
Brilliant idea.
There you go.
Don't. The pressure's on now. Okay, here we go then. So people have already started writing up. Mark, will you tell people how much it is to purchase or buy, or how they can actually download this?
I've posted a direct link to the Hunt for Sophie audiobook in the Phonic Screwdriver Facebook group. If you follow that link, that'll take you directly to the page from where you can buy it, and it is £4.99 for the complete drama.
Wow, that's actually a pretty good deal as well. I've got to say, it's even better deal than winning it for free, of course. So if you want to win that for free, that entire selection, then send us in a title of a TV or film. We're going to make it a comedy, aren't we? That's the whole point of tonight. Yeah. But it's the title with the most potential, the one that makes us laugh the most. And I've already seen a couple that are pretty good. Keep them coming, and we'll read them out after a little bit. We'll play a little bit of music, and we'll come back to Mark. Mark, you okay hanging on the phone for a bit?
Yeah, no, absolutely fine.
All right, let's give us a couple of minutes, and let's see how it goes on Facebook. We'll catch up with you guys in a second. We've got 10 minutes left to the Phonic Screwdriver, Phonic FM 106.8.
Should we read out some of these titles that people have been coming out? There's some brilliant ones.
Before we go there, let's just tell people how they can access the the show in the future, or they can tell their friends about it if they've missed the show.
Well, obviously, when we're doing it live, it's on www.phonic.fm. You can also get it through things like the TuneIn app and things like that. And you're right there. Just reading some of the titles. And Paul Griffin's just doing some wonders, isn't he?
Don't mention it.
We can't read any of them. Anyway, come on, carry it, sorry.
But yeah, eventually all the shows end up on Mixcloud. Mixcloud.com/PhonicSD. You're right there.
Oh my! All right, okay. The idea was to get people on Facebook on the Phonic Screwdriver page to actually put up a title of a TV or film that has a comedic kind of tang to it, and that person with the best title will win a complete set of Hunt for Sophie audio visuals, kindly donated by audio visuals, and we're going to read them out now. You can stop putting them up now, guys. They're popping up, going pop, pop, pop.
Right, shall I go down there then?
You go down.
I will do some on-the-spot editing.
I'll try not to laugh too hard.
It's not quite a family show, but you know what I mean. Okay, Beyond the Planet of the Uber Vixens. That sounds like less like a comedy and sounds like one of my dreams. It's Alan, A Series of Terror. There we go.
It's Alan, Series of Terror.
My Planet is for Sale. That's pretty good.
I quite like that. That's a strong one.
The Tentacles of Doom. Let's see if I can... Hang on.
Is it Tentacles? Is that what they've written?
Tentacles.
Okay.
Definitely tentacles.
Good.
Where are we? I'm going to have to try and... Talk to Mark a minute.
I quite like Nebula of Vagueness. That's quite good.
That's good.
There was a fantastic one a little bit further down by... Hang on.
What's the one Jenny wrote?
Oh, Christine Grit comes in with Help, My Cat's an Alien. That's quite a cosy sitcom sci-fi there, right there. What about Daniel Whelan's? That's a pretty strong one, mate. Have you seen that?
One.
There's a wormhole in my fridge.
It's the one I'm gravitating towards, if I'm honest.
Oh, very good pun. No, it's not. Set phases to fun. That's the best that Paul Griffin could do, because the rest of us was so disgusting.
That's just terrible.
That's basically the only one that you could talk about that Paul's put up there so far.
Exactly. Beings from the planet Splod. That's Jenny's shirts. I like that. That's what was the one about a jumper as well, which I quite liked. I can't think of where it is now. I've lost it on the thread. My aliens eat my jumper or something.
Yeah, there's one with a really good name. Hang on,
aliens ate my jumper. That's a good one as well.
Oh, the creature from Grapplesiculus.
Okay, creature
I've said it. That was a challenge to myself to say that. The creature from Grapplesiculus, which is a very good word.
All right.
That could go into Seasons of War 2, couldn't it, that one?
It could. I think we should hand this over to Mark to make the choice, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say a choice, and Simon's going to say a choice. How about that?
Yep, go for it.
All right, Simon, what are you going to pick?
I'm going to pick Daniel Whelan's, which is There's a Wormhole in My Fridge.
Right, and I'm going to pick Jenny Shirt's one, which you just mentioned I can't pronounce.
The Grapplesiculus one.
Yeah. Say that again?
The creature from Grapplesiculus 2.
Okay, so those are your two choices, Mark.
Ooh, tricky. Do you know what? If we're going to turn this into a little audio to play on a future show, I'm sorry, I love Jenny to pieces, but one of us might have to pronounce that a number of times. So I'm going to give it to Daniel and his fridge wormhole, I think.
Well done, Daniel. Daniel Whelans, you win the entire set of the Hunt for Sophie audio adventures. How good is that? Well done, mate. And I will get... we can contact you on Facebook about how you can get that download. So well done. And that will be the title that we're going to be working on to try and make some kind of maybe an episode or a scene or something for next show. We may even be able to get the audio done by then. I'm not sure.
I'll tell you what, though, Lee.
We'll see. Yes.
I'll tell you what. As a runner-up thing, if Jenny wants to write her own little piece based on her title, we'll make her that one as well.
Oh, how cool is that? Listen, before you go, Mark, I think you ought to just plug a couple of other things that you're doing with audio-visual as well. There's some really exciting projects that you and Tracy are doing. You've got a few minutes, so I'm sure you can cram it in.
There are a number of projects on the go at the moment. Just a couple that are slightly different and slightly interesting that we've been working on. Visual Audios have just started collaborating with an American author who writes under a couple of pen names for different styles of books. She does a lot of children's books. She writes as P.A. Cadaver for young adults, and she writes as Amelia Picklewiggle for very young children. And Tracy is producing audiobook versions of a lot of the Amelia set of books. I'm just going to post a link on Facebook while I'm talking to the last one that we did, which is a really lovely story called Elliot Finds a Home. Yeah. It's about a puppy who is in a dog welfare centre. Nobody wants him because he's a little bit different. He gets taken away by animal control, and then an autistic boy who also is very different and lives in his own head. His parents decide to take him to see if a puppy will help him to respond, and the two get together. And it's a very, very sweet book, and it kind of promotes puppy therapy for autism and things like that. That has been turned into both an audio book and a video book, because all of the Amelia books are really, really beautifully illustrated. You'll see from the link from the title page for it how lovely the illustrations are. And what Jay over at Visal Audios has done is to take those illustrated books and turn them into video books. So those illustrations have had sections cut out and animated. Oh, cool. So as you listen to the story, the pages will turn with the story, and nice. The dog's head will animate and so on.
That's a good idea for other things as well, actually.
It absolutely is, and there are some other interesting things which I won't mention at the moment in the pipeline because I'm not convinced that very many other people do them. So I'm not going to say too much in case Jay comes back and says I don't want people to know about that yet. Yeah. But he has some very, very interesting plans. But what we're doing at the moment is working our way through this set of children's books for for this American author. And in fact, I had a message from her a day or two ago to say that this one that we've just done, Elliot Finds a Home, has just been picked up to be turned into a film over in the States.
Oh, wow.
So it now has a screenwriter and it has a Hollywood film producer that's going to be working on it. So hopefully this is going to become a little kids film over in America of quite a decent quality.
That
which is
is
very, very exciting.
Pretty
news.
awesome. Does that mean that you're both going to get the call?
I can do nothing but sit and think how nice that would be. I certainly wouldn't get the call because I didn't work on it. I do know that the producer has told Amelia, the author, that he did like Tracy's treatment of it, which is a really, really lovely compliment to Tracy, obviously from a film producer over there. So she's really excited about that too.
If Tracy got the call then to be in the film as the dog, and she'd have to spend weeks on all fours just walking around going woof woof all the time, do you reckon she'd take that job? It would hurt, wouldn't it? The knees.
What, in Hollywood?
Yeah, in Hollywood, Mark, not in your house, mate.
Yeah. She'd take it in Hollywood. I think it's unlikely she'd take it around the house, to be honest.
Oh, God.
And then there's a quote.
I can say this because she's in the other room and not listening. I shall not be posting the Mixcloud link into her messenger later.
We're not editing now, that's staying in. Well, listen, Mark, thank you so much for coming on, and well done to Daniel Williams for winning that prize. We will attempt to try and do something with that title. And Mark, you've also got one more thing you want to plug before you go, and we've got the music coming in just underneath you. So tell us about the Black Dog.
Okay, so I mean, a lot of people will know that I've spent a long time researching Black Dog folklore as part of my folklore research.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that, you can go to facebook.com/Mark Norman Folklore and learn all about my research on the subject and the other stuff that I do. So my book on Black Dog folklore is being published this summer. The manuscript is with the publishers at the moment, being put to layout and such like. It's the first full-length study of Black Dog folklore that I'm aware of in the UK that's been done by a single author.
Yeah.
And it's based on my archive of traditions and eyewitness accounts and sightings of black dogs from across the UK, which again I think is the largest collected archive in the UK now. That runs to over 750 plus examples.
Okay, listen, Mark, I'm going to have to cut you short, rudely cut you short. But do you know what? When we get time, we're going to do a proper show. Well, I will do a proper show with you, all about the Black Dog at some point in the future. How? And because I haven't got another show, I don't know. But we'll work it out.
We'll find a way.
We'll find a way.
We better say our goodbyes, haven't we?
Yeah,
really?
we got to get off because the fantastic rock show are in next. If you like your rock and your thrash metal, then Mike James is going to do the business with you. So let's get off before we say any more stupid things.
Apart from thank you to our guests.
Thank you so much, Simon and Trevor. Thank you so much, Alan, and also Mark. Goodbye, and we'll see you in a month's time.
Nice to chat. See you
Bye
soon.
now. Take care.